Okay, I'm going to introduce Marilyn first. It's Marilyn Carson. She's the Indigenous support teacher, and I've been working with Marilyn for nearly 5 years.
Yep.
And we've had a good relationship as far as the children are concerned, inside and outside school. Marilyn's always been very supportive of any program that I've been involved with, whether it's this school or at the libraries or any other school. That's why it's taken off. Marilyn, this was actually the start of the whole program with all the schools, eh?
Yes, yeah. Back in 2008, it was our 30th anniversary for Undurba School, and we got some funding from the Moreton Bay Regional Council, which was back then Pine Rivers Council, to have this celebration. So we decided to do the Aboriginal art workshop because of the name Undurba being Aboriginal linked. So we did our very first art workshops, involved about 70 of our kids, Indigenous and non-Indigenous kids, and they did paintings, which they got to keep. I've still got some of them here that I can show you later on that we've got up in the library. Look fantastic. And so each year after that we've rolled out varying forms of the
programs,
workshops. Yeah.
We actually did an exhibition in your brand new hall, but the thing is, when we set them up, it looked fantastic, because you could set that up like a gallery,
Yeah, it was beautiful, yeah, and
they're now in your new library.
Well, that was actually, that workshop which we had the exhibition for, that was the Lighthouse workshop, and it was Pine Rivers High School, Beachmere State School and our school. And so the artwork from those kids, and it involved clay work as well, with Debbie Taylor.
All right, guys, I'm here with Caitlin and young TJ. They're Year 6 students at Undurba State School. I'll just give you a little bit of background on Undurba. Undurba is a language group for this area. This is Undumbi land, and the farmer that owned this property, that handed it over to the Education Department, he asked that they name it Undurba. These two young ladies have known me for a fair while. Hey,
Yes.
Caitlin, how long have you known me for?
About 3 to 3 years.
Yes, and what about you, TJ?
4 years.
4 years, eh? So we've done several projects together, eh?
Yes.
Hey, would you like to start with you, Caitlin? What sort of projects have you done for Undurba as far as Indigenous projects?
Well, we've done totem poles, paintings, and with the totem poles like handprints and stencil art and lots of different things.
Yeah. So were you involved in the ceramic side of it as well? With Auntie Debbie?
Yes.
You were, saying good. What about you, TJ?
Yes, I have. I've done beading as well.
You've done beading with Auntie Jane. And this has been one of the lead schools for getting involved in Indigenous culture, eh?
Yes.
Now, you are Indigenous,
Yes.
right? Are you Indigenous as well?
Yes.
Yes, I've met your mum.
Yes.
I know your mum well. And your mum's always supported what goes on here at the school. She's always given you total support too, eh?
Yes.
So this was one of the schools that actually has started the movement right throughout. We would say, not this area, right throughout southeast Queensland, eh?
Yes.
Yeah. You can see TJ's mum is Aboriginal, and TJ, like me, and you know, you can deny your identity, but TJ and her mum don't. And what's come out of this is your mum's actually stepped forward, hasn't she? And with you girls supporting her, and has embraced her identity, and that's a very big move, I think, because her mum could have gone a way of being, because she does look Spanish, your mum, doesn't she? Go on, agree with me. Yeah, doesn't she? Yes. So that's good that her mum stepped up, right? And it's something that a lot of women her mum's age don't do, right? And what's happened is the children within the school system are starting to make their parents come and identify, and it's very important that they do. They don't have to get involved in everything that goes on, but it's important for their kids' sake. You know, you guys are not embarrassed at all, are you?
No.
Hey? That's good.
Okay, so girls, when we do our workshops at the school here, sometimes it's just the kids that identify as Indigenous
Yeah.
that do the activities, especially if it's like for the Kallangur Library, we only had 3 totem poles. It's a bit hard to have too many other people. But just about every other time, I think we've had you guys choosing someone to come along. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes. Well, we had to choose a friend, and so I chose Talia, and then she started really liking the Aboriginal culture, and so she really enjoyed doing the stepping stones and paintings with me.
And same for
I
you.
invited my friend Lynn to come with me and to tell her about Aboriginals and how we live and all that and what type of art we do. And she really liked it. Yeah, she wanted to do it a lot more.
And Uncle Lloyd too sort of teaches stuff while he's working with you, doesn't he? Explaining about community symbols and things like that, so that you'll learn.
Now I draw like Aboriginal artwork.
Yeah, excellent. So all that cultural awareness that we're spreading, and it's really worked well at the school here because the whole school from prep right through to year 6 is our school here now, and they've really taken on board the Indigenous perspective through everything, haven't they? And learning more about it, and we've had guest speakers coming in and didgeridoo players and lots of different things, as well as Uncle Lloyd's workshops and Auntie Jane with her beading workshop.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun.
Talk about that.
We got to choose how many strings we wanted, and we had a clasp on it, and I made it was a bracelet, and I did 4 and
4, so it's 4 pieces
4
of
strings.
line. Yep.
And then I did Aboriginal flag pattern, and once I finished making the flag, I put one to divide it and then make another flag, and kept on going along.
So it made a nice pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we ended up sending those down to the Kallangur Library
Yeah.
for the NAIDOC Week celebrations, and so we had all our stuff down there on display.
Yeah, okay, guys, we're in the new library at Undernever School, and what come about from some of our programs that we've done here is we did a session for the Moreton Bay Regional Gallery down at Strathpine. They wanted to do a show of artwork from 3 different areas. The Undernever School, Pine Rivers High, and Beachmere State School. So what we incorporated, we did art with the older students, and we did ceramics with the younger students. And again, what's happened is that the schools have been so happy with the artwork that they thought it'd be good that they put it in their brand spanking new library. Now this is probably a building that's worth $2 million, and like I said, I've travelled around a fair bit with all the schools throughout southeast Queensland, and I've never seen another library like this one. This is absolutely fantastic. But what we have here, we have Trey with some of his work. He's got one just standing behind him that he's done, right? And then there's one that's part of the exhibition here. Would you like to explain to everybody what the piece of artwork is?
Okay, well, my name's Trey, and this is my artwork. The white and brown represents me, I identify myself as an Aboriginal, and this bit is Pine Rivers, and this is East State, and this
That's where you live, eh?
Yeah, that's where I live, and this is the school, and this is the communities. I travel around the place a lot.
Trey's originally from Cherbourg, so every now and then he might get the opportunity to go back there. So that's how he does it. They're representing travel lines. What he's done in the past too, guys, is when Trey's doing these programs, he's always the first to finish, right? So what he does is he goes around and will help start off the other young fellas. Not so much the girls, he just works with the boys, and he'll get them started and assist where he can and help tidy it up. But you know, as you can see, a lot of the artwork is quite colourful. Each individual student has come up with their own design, own pattern, and being set up the way it has, it's turned out to be quite attractive to look at, especially in an art gallery where you don't have books in the way. You can get a better look at it when you stand back from it. And the regional gallery run by Tracy, Moreton Bay Regional Galleries, she was absolutely blown away with the artwork itself and how good it looked up on the wall.
Well, people got ideas and they drew it on a bit of paper, and then once they showed Debbie their design, she said okay, and she fixed it up for us and showed us like what we could do to improve it. And so once they got a bit of clay, they got a little extra to form like the shapes and everything, and to make it 3D. Once they got it, they like started making the shapes to stick on, and then they did the background and everything, and then she put them in the oven. And once she came back, she told us that we could try and like give it some more shape, and then we could paint it, and then she put stuff on it and put it back in the oven, and it was done.
Debbie also worked with us on the stepping stones, and we had to like use some of our culture, like animals and like stuff around plants and trees and all that. And what we did was we got our ideas and we drew it up, and we got when Debbie came, we got to do the clay bits, and we made all the bits for it, and all the pieces to make the shapes, and
It's like a jigsaw puzzle.
yeah, and we had to sort it all out. And then once we had it all, Debbie got it like made it a bit more interesting and put a bit more in it, and she put it in the oven and made it like hard and then we painted it, and she put it in a glossy thing over the top, and then she sent them to the Kallangur library, and then we go there and have a look, and it's in the gardens and it looks really good.